Hey, it's Joyce. Some of you guys have asked me about my morning stretching routine, and I swear it takes me, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. So I'm going to share it with you because you asked. But a couple of things. I am not a doctor. I am not a physical therapist. I'm not a yoga teacher. These are just stretches that I have found work for me to address some of the trouble spots. The other thing that is important to mention is you need to do them every day. And if you skip a couple of days, you won't feel it. It won't bother you. But when a couple of days becomes a couple of weeks, that's when you get into trouble. So for what it's worth, here is my morning stretch routine. And I use whatever's in my house. So first things first, it's like a child's pose on my kitchen counter. I hold it for a couple of seconds, come out of it. I do that, excuse me, I do that 3 times. And this is a side stretch my mom taught me. So I cross my legs, put my hand on the counter, and reach. Then I spin around and do the other side. Then I reverse my feet so the outside is inside. And the other side. And then still against my kitchen counter, I stretch out my calves, 1 foot behind me. I turn my foot in a little bit and just try to sink my heel into the floor. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds. Then I move over to my couch and I do a pigeon on the edge of my couch because my hips and glutes get so tight. Both sides, of course. Then I grab a pillow off the couch, put the pillow down, and I use the couch as a kind of an anchor, something to lean against. Moose usually comes over to help at this point, and this is all about the front of my hips. And I hold that 3-5 seconds, and then I come back, flex my front foot, and feel a stretch in my hamstring. And I do that 3 times, that little series. So front for the hip or leaning against the couch, depending on how my balance feels that morning. And then coming on back. And then of course I turn around and do the other side. And then I move over to the floor and I do 20 or 30 dead bugs. So these take a minute to get coordinated. But arms come up, legs come up. Then the right leg goes back and the left leg goes back, so it's the opposite. These have proven to be a really good back stabilizer for me, so I like to do them every day. Last but not least, I break out my roller, which I love. I roll out my back. And then make sure to get into my lats, which tend to be the source of lots of problems. Roll my lats, roll my back. Then I'll come up, sit on my roller, foot comes up and on my other knee, and I roll out my glutes. This feels good and bad, like a massage. Change sides. Believe me, you can feel it when you get in there. And last but not least, roller comes forward and I roll out my calves. Not front and back, I go side to side. I think the physical therapist called it flossing. So it's like that. And that's what I do pretty much every morning.